week in the Ukraine crisis amid growing fears Russia could invade in days.
Russia says some of its troops involved in military drills near Ukraine are pulling back and returning to their bases.
Russia has massed more than 130,000 troops on Ukraine's borders, but President Putin still insists he has no plans for an invasion.
The Russian war machine is digging in. No trenches or half measures. This is a full-blooded deployment.
The entire world's attention has now shifted to Russia-Ukraine conflict after Russia has amassed an estimated of 10,000 troops along its border with Ukraine. Now the main question which arises in everyone's mind right now is Russia going to invade Ukraine? In mid-January, Russia began moving its troops to Belarus, the country which borders both Russia and Ukraine, for joint military purposes in February. Now, before we move ahead to understand the whole conflict, in the latest, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky in a video address to the nation said that they have been informed that February 16 will be the day of the attack by the Russian troops. Now, here's something you need to know about Ukraine's relation with Russia. Ukraine gained independence 30 years ago after the fall of the Soviet Union. Since then, it has struggled to combat corruption and bridge deep internal divisions. Now tensions rose between the two nations when then President Yanukovych refused to sign an agreement with the European Union back in 2013. The agreement was in favor of having closer ties with Moscow. Turning down the agreement saw a large number of protests which led to him losing his position in 2014. Following the crisis in 2014, the Russian troops saw the perfect opportunity and took over the Crimean Peninsula from Ukraine. In 2017, the Ukraine and the European Union signed an agreement for free trade of goods and services as well as visa-free travel for all Ukrainians across all EU nations. Now coming to the main question, what does Russia want from Ukraine? The power-hungry Russia sees NATO support to Ukraine as a threat to itself, and that's the reason why Moscow doesn't want Kyiv to join NATO. Before we move ahead, what exactly do you mean by NATO? NATO is an international political and military organization with the aim of guaranteeing the freedom and security of its members through political and military means. Now, Moscow started demanding a few things, which included halting of NATO's drills at the Russian borders and also withdrawing its troops from the Eastern Europe. Now, another very important point to be noted over here is that US President Joe Biden had said that if Russia invades Ukraine, severe consequences will be faced and they will be sending in their troops. Meanwhile, on the very other hand, China has extended full support to the Russian government. Now, this possible invasion is being termed as World War III, with all the countries choosing their own sides.